have messy hair right now, but I don't give two flying shits about that. And those are the best types of shits to not give. Two flying ones. Okay, so 10 Cloverfield Lane. Check that out, it's actually on a map, no lie. So 10 Cloverfield Lane follows the story of a normal woman named Michelle, and after getting into a fight with her boyfriend causing her to walk out on him, she drives to nowhere and then eventually get into a fatal car accident. She then wakes up to find out that she's in this fallout bunker with two other dudes, and then John Goodman's character is like, yeah, everything above ground is fucked up, so it's best to stay down here for who knows how long. So now after spending time with these two mysterious dudes, Michelle dives deep into a mystery of what's really going on and debates if she's actually being saved or being held captive. Now 10 Cloverfield Lane was kind of weird for everybody considering that this movie was announced literally 2 months before its release date. People have asked the two following things as well. They're like, okay, either this movie is marketing genius and it's gonna be somewhat great, or this movie is just gonna be another bad robot troll making us think that it's gonna be somewhat great, but it's not really whatsoever. It's gonna be good or bad. Yeah, no shit. I'm really off my game right now. The producers of Bad Robot and J.J. Abrams said that this movie is gonna be like the blood relative of the previous Cloverfield, which is still in that same universe, and it got me really excited, even though I haven't seen the original Cloverfield since it actually came out, but I remember it scaring the hell out of me. Turns out that 10 Cloverfield Lane, in the realms of it being a film, it's easily one of the best of 2016. What makes 10 Cloverfield Lane so great is that Bad Robot is extremely aware that there are hardcore fans of the original Cloverfield, so they could have been like, oh hey, let's make another monster movie, make a quick buck out of it, and then laugh all the way to the bank. But they took this film very seriously in a couple things, because first off, it's nothing like the original Cloverfield where it's all found footage. This is a straight up film. And because it's in this universe, it didn't rely too heavy on it being related in the Cloverfield franchise, because it's so great on it being its own thing, which was an extremely intense psychological thriller that a lot of people are saying that it's the closest thing that we have gotten to an Alfred Hitchcock film in years. And I absolutely agree with that. This movie made you second guess yourself, where at times you were even questioning the hero, or in this case the heroine, and you were debating whether who is the real asshole or not, and who's telling the truth and who's not telling the truth. It consistently kept you on the edge of your seat through the dialogue, the slow and settling camera movements, making it to be an extremely claustrophobic experience as you crave to see what is really going on in this film. It was a beautiful looking movie from start to finish, and the screenplay co-written by Damien Chazelle really helped enhance that from all the reasons that I have mentioned before. The acting in here is top notch as well. I couldn't find one hint of bad acting or overacting in 10 Cloverfield Lane. You got Mary Elizabeth Winstead as the main girl, and she was great. Considering she was the character that this movie focused on the most and it was told from her point of view, she helped bring out that thriller elements in the movie and making the audience question on what's really going on. And just flat out, she was great. I want to see her in more stuff. And then you got John Gallagher Jr. as the other dude, and he was great too, but I thought he was going to be one of those characters where he was just going to be thrown in the mix just because, but there was a reason and purpose as to why he was there. His performance was more humane of the three actors in the movie. He felt extremely realistic, and I really loved his character in the movie. But then we got John Goodman in the movie, who I thought stole the entire show, because let's say if this movie were to come out in award season like October, November, there would be without a doubt that he would be nominated for Best Supporting Actor. John Goodman gives a fantastic performance as a somewhat crazy dude who is determined to protect these two characters in this fallout shelter, and he is by far my favorite male performance of this year. A part of me kind of wishes that this movie would have been released later on this year just so I can see John Goodman nominated for that Academy Award. He was that great. Now I'd say the only thing I had a problem with in this movie is the ending, because this movie is like sheer perfection like 90% of it, swear to God. But then the ending happened and it got a bit ridiculous, and one of the reasons is that this movie could have been so successful on it being its own thing. I mean, it was enjoyable, don't get me wrong, but I just wish it wasn't one of those endings where it was like, oh look, there's something for a certain character to get out of this certain predicament, and it was just enough materials for this character to get from point A to point B, and it just kind of took away the realism in the movie for me. And for those who saw the movie, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But other than that, I love 10 Cloverfield Lane and it being a psychological thriller, and it didn't rely too heavy on it being in the Cloverfield franchise. The acting was great. John Goodman gives the first Oscar-worthy performance of the year, and I hope he gets more recognition from that because he's one of the most underrated actors right now. But then the ending kind of ruined it in it being a perfect film for me, but by that time, it already did its job in it being a fantastic film. Because I say, if you want to see 10 Cloverfield Lane, it is absolutely worth seeing at the full admission. It was so close in it being a legendary, but shit happens, I guess. Alright guys, now I want to know what your thoughts are about 10 Cloverfield Lane, and what is your favorite psychological thriller? Whatever it is, leave it down below. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all that social media shit down below. Keep in contact with me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, may the force be with you.